I think she got them from a friend or something like that. So it was like, well, we've listened to this. Let's do the class, and it was pretty awesome. Just to be able to, the peace of mind, I think, is the biggest thing.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think they could have named it better when they called it financial peace. Trevor, before we run out of time, you want to go give us kind of like a summary on like the baby steps and the every dollar budget and kind of like what financial peace is for those of us that haven't been through it that might be interested.
Yeah, absolutely. So Financial Peace University is a 9-week course where you dive into Dave Ramsey's personal finance philosophy. This course, there's kind of 4 main things this course is going to teach you how to do. It is going to teach you how to make a budget. So it's called a zero-based budget. In this budget, you make every single dollar that you have intentional. You give it a place to go. That way, you know where your money's at. You know where it's going. It's also going to help you pay off debt as fast as possible. I know Anthony mentioned this a little bit earlier. Getting out of debt is probably the key to this, this whole course. That's probably the most important thing that you're going to learn is how to get out of debt. It's going to teach you how to save money. And then it's also going to teach you how to give generously, in the later years when you have money and you're able to do so. So there are 7 baby steps that you learn in the class. And of course, you start at baby step 1 and you just work your way down the list. The first baby step would be to save up $1,000 in your starter emergency fund. So that's just kind of to get the whole process kickstarted. You need to save up $1,000 as fast as you possibly can. That kind of gives you a little bit of a security blanket while you're working through the rest of the baby steps. Baby step 2 is to pay off all of your debt except for your home using the debt snowball. So the debt snowball basically start at your lowest debt, knock it out, and you just work your way up to the next highest debt. Each round you build up that momentum, and you just keep riding that until you get out of debt. The third baby step is to save 3 to 6 months of expenses in a fully funded emergency fund. So this is where you're really going to start packing away money. That way, if you ever run into anything, any big emergencies in your life, you got that money there to protect you and your family. Baby step 4 is to invest 15% of your income into a retirement. So this is kind of once you get out of baby step 3 and you reach baby step 4, you're going to get to the point where you're starting to build wealth and kind of prepare for your future. Baby step 5, if you have kids, is to save for your children's college fund. Baby step 6 is to pay off your home early, get rid of your mortgage payment. And then baby step 7 is just to build wealth and to give. So this is where the giving generously comes in. The course is it's a faith-based course. Dave teaches a lot of things straight from the Bible. His philosophy, kind of comes from the Bible. It's very simplistic. And a lot of the stuff is just common sense. It's not hard for people to grasp. But when you go through this, you work the baby steps, you'll find out, why it's called what it is, Financial Peace University, because, when you apply the things that you're taught in the class, it kind of gives you peace financially. And it really makes life a lot easier when you're not worried about money and your finances.
One thing that Dave says throughout the course a lot is when you're working the baby steps, you're going to live like nobody else so that later you can live and give like nobody else. And that's kind of like the whole point of this, is so that one day, once you get out of debt and you begin to build wealth, you can enjoy the greatest joy in life, which I believe is giving. And we actually got to experience that this week. Now that we've never really been in that position before, we have some money stockpiled and we had some extra cash, and a family member desperately needed our help yesterday. And it was nice when my wife called. We didn't even it wasn't even a question. It was just like, she's like, "Hey, I'm going to do this." And I'm like, "Good, let's do it. That's fine." And it's one of the best feelings ever to be able to help other people out and to give. Now, Dave's teaching is a lot of biblical perspective of money, and it's important to know as believers what the Bible says about money. Matthew 6:21 addresses the issue of money in your heart, and it's important to know the role of money to make sure that you know that it's a tool and that your heart is focused on Jesus. Now, the verse says, "For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also," and that's Matthew 6:21. Now, one of the biggest aspects of money in the Bible that the Bible addresses is in giving, and one of the most common verses that everybody's probably heard a sermon on giving is from Luke chapter 6, verse 38, and it says, "Give and it will be given to you, a good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, it will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you." A lot of us, though, mistake or we misunderstand or make an assumption that when it says it's what you give will be given to you, that you think that if you give someone $10, God's going to give you $20. But it's more than that. Sometimes God blesses us back financially, but more important than that is that when we give, it's more than just money. We don't give to get. We give because He gave to us first. Because God gave us the greatest gift of all, life to the fullest and everlasting life through His Son Jesus. And on that note, we'll go ahead and start wrapping things up. Normally we do a what did you learn? We didn't have as much time today, but did you guys learn anything today?
I learned that we need to get a softball team together for Newport.
Yes, we do. Yes. That was going to be mine. I was going to say we get a softball team.
Extracurricular time together.
I learned that Anthony doesn't like to be teased about Twilight.
Oh, shoot. Or that I listened to Backstreet Boys in middle school.
We're probably all guilty.
We're all guilty.
Yeah, I'll admit to it.
Oh, shoot. Well, I think my time's running up here. So I want to thank everybody that listens. We appreciate you. Review us on whatever podcast app you listen to. It's the farthest right-hand star. It's the only one that works. Find daily videos. I'm going to content on there. If you guys did, just go to Dave Ramsey's website. Some others that's out on sale right now too. But the most important one being you can sign up for that, download, binge watch all the content, and become financially at financial peace. And start working the baby steps. It'll be the best thing ever to do. Thanks, Trevor. I'm really glad we got the chance to talk. You're better explaining this than a lot of people. You explain it really easy to understand. You do excellent work, and God uses you in awesome ways.
Thanks for having me. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks, Trevor, for coming, man. It was awesome.
Anytime.
Yeah, sorry about the technical difficulties there in the beginning.
Like I said, we're all quarantined.